Yo, so I broke the diff already, apparently. This morning, I get up, I find something that I want to buy on the Facebook market, start driving, I hit the highway, shit's normal. I hear a slight grinding sound. I'm just thinking it's my my pads and rotors because they're brand new, and when you put new pads and rotors, they grind a little bit. But then I start listening a little closer, and the grinding just gets progressively louder and a little more violent. I'm like, oh, hold up. So I start slowing down. I kind of put my hazards on, and I get to some local roads, and the rear end is just vibrating like a bitch. Like, it's shaking up and down. It just, if I could describe it, it kind of feels like you can just feel something is just trying to move, and it just like was grinding and it just cracked. It just sounded so weird. And then the last thing I was thinking was the diff, because I was pretty confident the night that me and my guy did it that they were strong ass welds. You know what I mean? But apparently they weren't as strong as we thought. So I got 3 assumptions on what caused it to break. And as of now, as I speak right now, I'm not 100% sure. I'm 90% sure because of the symptoms, but I still have yet to get under the car because I gotta run errands. So I'm driving the E93 right now. But one of my assumptions is that the fact that I didn't change the fluid since then, so it could have been metal particles that were still lingering that possibly could have messed it up and gotten up in the gears or whatever. Or 2, the welds weren't as strong as we assumed and they just snapped. Or 3, somehow the diff couldn't handle the all-wheel drive system, basically still intact with the welded rear diff. I feel like it was just too much pressure, especially on tight turns. You could feel the car would just struggle. I mean, people weld diffs on rear-wheel drive cars all the time, proper rear-wheel drive cars all the time, like I see on YouTube, and it works out pretty fine. And I guess there's nowhere near as much stress on their cars because they have 100% power to the rear, which I didn't. It was still split. I don't know what the ratio was because it was some Frankenstein shit, and maybe the car couldn't handle that and it just snapped on itself. But I got to diagnose.
2 hours later.
Yo, so it's a farce. So it's been a false alarm. What ended up happening was the weirdest thing. So basically, the axle bolts basically came loose. I forgot the technical term, but they actually came loose and the axle was just dangling free on this side. So it was just one wheel in the rear that was driving the car. And that's what was causing the weird symptoms. That's why I wasn't getting the skipping it happen anymore that the welded diff was supposed to be doing. So I'm super relieved that it's nothing too crazy, because honestly, if it was the diff, man, I was feeling so discouraged. Like, I feel like, I just took so many steps backwards as I'm progressing. So I'm super thankful that it was not as bad as I thought. So yeah, I've just been here wrenching at this for the past hour. And I'm almost done. I don't know if I want to fully finish tonight, but I want to at least get all these new grade 8 bolts in and make sure the axle is at least connected to the diff. So yeah. All right, so fast forward about 5 days. Ended up fixing it. It was a false alarm. I didn't break the diff. What had happened was, just to be clear again, the rear shaft bolts, I might be saying it wrong, but the rear shaft bolts that go to the diff came out, and which led to my left rear axle literally dangling loose. So that means that wheel wasn't spinning, and that's why I was getting the symptom of no skipping and chirping, which my car is supposed to do because I have a welded rear diff. So basically, it was driving on one wheel, and then that one was on its way out because the day I diagnosed, I noticed that those bolts were like finger, like I could have taken it out with my finger.
So what I did was I went and bought, what do you call it? Thread locker. I got new grade 8 bolts, put them in, and thread locked the ones on that side, and it's good now. And I know it works because I drove to New Jersey. I drove about an hour yesterday. Nothing happened, so the car is good now. Like, comment, share. I've been enjoying putting out these car videos. I don't know whenever I'll diverse into something else, but I'm unpredictable, so yeah. Till next time. Peace.